Hi dreadlings, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is V, and this will probably be a shorter video. I initially had filmed me doing this makeup look, but I didn't like how that turned out, so I'll just actually be talking about what's currently in my makeup bag that I'm using. And this kind of is kind of like a bit of a playtime of what I would consider to be like my signature look. So if you're interested in hearing about what I use and my thoughts, then keep on watching. So obviously this was actually relatively quick to do, all things considered. I think it took me about 45 minutes to do this, which is significantly shorter than some of my more extravagant looks. I've posted those on the channel obviously, and I'm usually having to cut down. If it weren't for the fact that I have to cut it down so much, if I were to just post the raw file, I usually am sitting here for anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. And that's about how long it takes me to do when I'm not recording it, which I feel is a little bit excessive, but I also just take my time with it a lot. I don't like feeling rushed, so that's why if I know I'm going somewhere, I do actually allot the time to make sure that I can still get there on time without rushing myself. That's if I ever have plans to go anywhere. I don't go anywhere. I am a homebody. I'm usually at home or I'm at work. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about what I used. But I want to kind of go over what didn't get used that was in the bag, because I wouldn't use these in every look, because it's not a requirement, but it's something that's also in the bag that I have available to me. So I didn't use this red eyeliner. This is from Holograve Cosmetics in the shade Blood Spill. It's a really lovely red liner. I just don't typically wear eyeliner like that. Because doing a wing takes a lot of work, and especially trying to make them even. I'm good on that. And then I have the Duraline to hydrate that, because it is, I can show you, pretty dehydrated. But I do love this shade. It's a really lovely shade of quite literally blood red. It's beautiful. And then the other thing that I didn't use, which I probably could have, but I forgot it was in there, is the About Face Fluid Eye Paint in Scream of Consciousness, which is it's a more primary red. I forgot it was in there, so when I was trying to give my eye some definition before I put the shiny eye stuff on, I could have used this to have it be more red, but I think I like how this turned out a little more. But there are options in my bag if I wanted to amp this up a little further. So starting with base products, I don't have a whole lot of options for that. But we'll start with primers, and this is newer to my collection. It's the Wet n Wild Glass Correct Primer. It's honestly, for a first impression, it's actually really good. I picked this up more because I was watching old videos from Hannah, from the channel Hannah always posted, and she had used this product a lot and she liked it. And I initially went to try to find the yellow version of this, but neither of my drugstores sell the yellow version, so I just picked up the green one. My only gripe, and you can't see it here, is that this is mostly air, and the product actually kind of sits right here in the bottle. Granted, it is only like $7, but I think there should be more product in here than there is. But it actually went on really well. I liked how it felt, and honestly, I'll be pretty excited to keep using it because I needed a new primer. Because the one I usually use expired, and I can't, like, I'd have to order that online, and I just didn't feel like doing that. I needed something that I could just go pick up from the store. And the other one that I have, because I have another one, but I've come to learn that I don't like the e.l.f. like power grip primers. I can't do them. I don't like how tacky they are, and I just can't do the tacky part. So that is something that unfortunately I'll probably be passing along to somebody else just because I know I'm not going to use it. Next, for like base products, is the foundation, and I went in with the People of Earth Foundation Balm in the shade 6 Neutral Olive. It's really pretty spot on, like, color match for me, which was fantastic. When they did offer it, I got like samples of like their like neutral olive range and found that this was the best match for me. And I liked the formula of it. I like the application. I like the coverage I get. Really, really solid product. The other foundation that I have, so I kind of go between the two of them, is the Tier Mask Fit Red Cushion in the shade 33 Neutral 33 in Macchiato. That's also a pretty good color match for me. And I love both of those foundations down. I think I wouldn't need to look for another foundation ever again. And then for concealer, I have the Tier Glide and Hide Concealer in 7 in. Pretty spot on color match. I just use concealer to like conceal. I don't use it for like brightening or anything like that, because that's just not my preferred style for it. Stellar product. Probably the only concealer I'm ever gonna really want to use. Though there's other stuff I'm looking at, and I might make a video about stuff that I'm looking at and interested in trying out down the road. But I'm trying to just use currently what I have. And so far doing that, I've found a lot of like stellar things that like I really like that I own. So, and then the setting powder I used is the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Translucent Loose Setting Powder in Translucent Medium. It's good. I like it. It's not like, it does what it's supposed to do. Like, I prefer kind of a more matte base, and then I could put like glowy stuff on top of it. But otherwise, I kind of want everything to kind of look kind of like matte. It doesn't have to be like fully matte, but I don't want it to be like dewy. But it does what it needs to do. But it's not like my top powder. My favorite setting powder is the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder in like the original shade, which is like translucent. That's my favorite. I've been using that one for years. And then moving on to like cheeks. Those are all the base products. Moving on to like cheeks, like blush, contour, stuff like that. I did contour my face with the Kaleidos Symphony Trio in Tan. That's what that looks like. It's really, It's a really good product. And with the size of it, I think it's really convenient. Instead of me having to pull out my other face palette, which is just kind of like this massive hulking behemoth. It's not really. It's the size of like it's about the size of like this, because I happen to have this nearby. It's like about the size of an eyeshadow palette, but this is just a lot easier to take around with you and go traveling with. It has really nice like heavy packaging, and I also just have become a big fan of Kaleidos makeup. So this was actually like pretty stellar. And then I used a combination of things on the cheeks. This was just, like, I didn't use as much of this, but this is the Ritual Defeat Integral Cream Pigment in Lust. This was like one of my all-time favorite products from Ritual Defeat. This was like a repurchase because the one I had was so old that it actually kind of went off. So I just went ahead and got a new one. This is a really lovely color. I have it literally just kind of like right here on the cheeks, and stellar. Like, I highly recommend. Like, Ritual Defeat makes great products, and honestly, they're kind of laced through this entire bag with quite the frequency. Definitely probably one of like my top brands, if not the top brand of my collection. And then I also, this is like second most used thing in my collection. This is the Hannah Louise Poston and Salt New York collaboration, and this is the Light Quad. I have pretty much the entire collection outside of the other two highlighters. This has been so fun to play with, and I love these. I love these down. I love these so much. Hannah really did something that I didn't know really until like recently, that like I also really like desaturated tones, and these are really desaturated. I went in with this shade here. This is Teasel, and I really like kind of built and buffed that out on my cheeks. And then the highlighter is this shade. It's this one here. This is Nimue. It's beautiful. I'm gonna be really sad when they stop like producing this, because I don't think I'm ever gonna find something like Nimue without having to really, really search for it. These were really just these are stellar, and you will have to pry these out of my cold dead hands. The entire collection you're gonna have to pry out of my cold dead hands, because I love the product so much. Now moving on to the eyes. Obviously, I use the same eye primer. I've been using it for years. When it gets older, I use it up. I just get the same one again, and it's the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in Eden. It's just a really good eye primer. It's pretty much been the only one like I've used for years at this point. I think we're going on like 5-6 years now that I've used this. So I'm very stable in my affections for some things. And then for the eyeshadow, I use the contour palette to kind of define like my crease and things like that. And then I went in with the Ritual Defeat Celestial Sphere Gillet eye gloss in the shade Sickness. And I really am a sucker for like these red, green, kind of shades, and then I set that as best as I could with the Urban Decay Moon Dust and Solstice, which is just pretty much the same thing, but in like obviously like a powder format. And it's a really good, simple, one and done kind of look. And I do appreciate that kind of simplicity, because sometimes I just don't want to think about what I have to put on my eyes. I just kind of want to put it on and go. And the stuff in this bag has really proven to be kind of that, oh, that's just pretty easy for me to just toss on and go. The most work I had to put in was with the like blush products, like the contour and blush. That's probably the most effort I had to put in. Everything else was pretty straightforward. For the eyeliner, I went in my waterline with the Kaleidos. These are like the Epiphany Glow Melt-On eyeliners in Scarlet Striker. Beautiful. I love this. I have a couple more that I want to start trying to like implement in, but I'm kind of really just kind of living in this bag right now, trying to use some of the things to kind of just make it's easier for me to kind of put stuff in a bag and then use it that way. And honestly, it's just, this was really hard to not keep picking back up. I kind of default to this when I do like anything with like red, or I just want like a pop of red. If I do like a black smoky eye, this is it. And then for mascara, this is newer to me. I don't ever own more than one mascara at a time. And I got this as a freebie with my order that I placed with Ritual Defeat when I did my re-up for my cream blush. And this is their Levitation Lash. And honestly, it's really good. I wasn't I didn't know what to expect from it, because I really just use mascara to just darken my lashes. I don't really care for it to be like lengthening or like help like keep them up. I just use it to darken my lashes to kind of make my eyes kind of look more put together. But this was honestly like really beautiful to put on, and I might have to have this be like my mascara, because another one that like I really liked but I just can't really afford it is the Refi mascara. It has like the really funky wand. That one was really good. But like this is a good one too. And finally, for lipstick, we're back in the Ritual Defeat building again. I did kind of like a brand, like my last video was I kind of went over like everything I own from Ritual Defeat, and this is like one of like my all-time favorite things from there. And this is the Forbidden Lipstick in Ravenous. It's a beautiful red, like blood, dried blood red color, I think is what it's described as. And if there was ever a red to red for me, it's this one. Something about me is I have an obsession kind of with the color red. It's one of my favorite colors, and also my other favorite color is like a chartreuse green and hot pink. But I don't really have hot pink in my collection, because it doesn't look good on me as makeup, but I still enjoy the color. But I really enjoy red, especially like in makeup products. And this has a bit of a sentiment to me, because someone that I'm relatively close with bought this for me, and it's just a really nice color. And especially because I know more kind of like brown or neutral reds work better for me this has really quickly become one of like my favorite lipsticks, and I kind of wish that I had more places to wear it to instead of just in my house. You know what I mean? But that is currently what's in my makeup bag and kind of like my like first impression thoughts with it. Uh, Overall, I'm really kind of enjoying just working out of like that little bag, and I think I might make that more of a thing. Um, but I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.